intro. It's fucking great. Woo! It's fucking pumped. Woo! Plus, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be an awesome show. This intro gets me fucking psyched.
Billy, it sounded like you were jerking off in there.
I was.
Listen, mind the man's business. And kindly remind you to stay out of his personal affairs.
Just do it on your own time, not when other people are listening, like me.
Why?
Why?
It makes it better.
I don't want to hear that.
Turn your shit off. You just rather listen to your dog try to vomit for 30 minutes by the door.
I don't want to hear that either. She's lucky I didn't sell her off to some Chinese people yesterday.
It is that time of the year where they like a little extra brunch.
That's true. The holidays are coming up.
She's got a little meat on her bones. You know?
You gotta get together. You're gonna end up as somebody's Szechuan chicken.
Yeah. I already told everyone I'm gonna get her stuff when she dies so I can continue yelling at her.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, everyone.
Stand at the wall.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining the Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
I'm Hugh.
And I'm Meg.
And we're going to watch Meg sell her.
Already, huh?
And my name's Meg, and I got to wear a wine bib.
Oh, yeah, I probably will spill on myself tonight. I do every time.
Real basic white bitch. Not pumpkin spice lattes. Not the Han Solo look in the fall. You know, the vest and the leggings and the boots. It's the box
I
white.
was like, what? Honestly,
but then immediately you knew what I meant, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I had to think about it. I was like,
that look doesn't exist out here, though, Billy, because of, as you can see, the weather has cleared up. It is now beautiful, and the water.
It doesn't look like Tatooine out there.
Nope.
Tatooine. Very fucking good, Meg. I'm fucking impressed. That was good.
I'm actually pretty proud of you. Everybody gets one. This is yours for the decade.
That was
sure.
Meg. Well done. Well done.
Doesn't look like the three suns or whatever on Tatooine. I forget how many there are, but
you went and ruined it. But you tried. Apparently, that's good enough in today's military. You don't need to be good at anything. You just have to show up, sign your fucking name.
Yeah, pretty much. And be a 3-0 service member.
Hey, man, 3-0.
you don't even need to be 3-0.
All you have to do is be promotable. There's nothing wrong with being promotable. You can make
we've
E7.
had this discussion.
Yeah, you can make E7 being promotable. The fuck you want to be an EP for? You know how fucking high that bar is the next calendar year?
Hugh, have you ever gotten a P eval?
Oh, yeah, tons of times.
Oh, okay. Billy, have you?
What, an EP?
No,
a P eval.
A P eval?
Yeah.
I've never had a P eval in my whole fucking
Oh,
career.
I have dude.
I have every eval to prove it.
So I'll tell you this though.
What's the highest eval you've gotten?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I had like 5 EPs in a row.
No, like your score.
Oh, 4-4.
Meg?
I don't remember the score, but I've only had MPs and EPs. More EPs than MPs.
I only remember it because it came right after a P. It came right after a P. That's the only reason I remember it.
You know how they do the E5 rankings when you go up for your evals? Yeah, I had one where I was ranked 1 out of 54.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. That was when I was in Japan because I had to actually it's not that impressive. The other people there were a bunch of fucking shitbags, and I hope they're watching.
Yeah, when you set the bar so low, it's not hard to succeed.
Yeah, it really is.
So in the reserve, it's different though, because if you go IA with another unit, they don't really consider you part of the team. So it doesn't matter how much you do; they're going to rate their people higher than you. So the 2 IA deployments, I got Ps, and then I came home, so I had less than 6 months or whatever. So. Yeah, you showed up for 3 fucking months, Gavin. You deserve it.
That's a normal thing.
So I showed up. I had 6 months back in the unit, so I got P's that cycle too. And I'm like, people are like, oh my God, that sucks. They're ruining your career. I'm like, P's don't ruin your career. Sucking at your job ruins your career. Promotable is promotable. You're maintaining standards and qualifications.
SP will ruin your career.
An SP will fuck your day up.
That's when you done fucked up.
You get a lot of phone calls from people that you don't recognize in person, but you know their name on the chain of command.
That's right.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
My booty hole be tight this week.
Jesus.
Not like last week when you were out at the bars, though.
Yeah, last week it was like that.
Oh my God. Your life is a dumpster fire.
Your life is a dumpster fire? That is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
We're gonna have to get a sticker of that it'll be a dumpster fire. We'll get somebody to tag Meg Banksy style.
That face.
Look, you look like a Jackson Pollock.
Oh, if you turn the black light on, maybe.
Looks like a Howard Johnson hotel mattress.
In here, we're family.
Yeah.
Families in quotations.
Yes, I know we
This
only
is
have.
Alabama.
This is Alabama, where everyone gets extra cousins. It's so gross. So
Extra
gross.
cousins, extra sauce.
Oh my God.
That's fucking.
So Hugh, we were talking. In the I got to get off this subject, Hugh. We were talking in the green room. Who is that? Who is the comedian you were telling me that I need to go?
Oh, Whitney Cummings. I just watched last night. Can I Touch It? It's fucking hilarious. But the other one, Taylor Tomlinson, Quarter Life Crisis. It's on Netflix.
Okay, that's.
Dude, I've watched it like half a dozen times, and I still find it fucking hilarious. It's God, I can't even explain properly without giving away some of the jokes and spoiling some lines. It's hilarious.
Spoil away.
Oh, what was the one that I even said in the green room? God damn you, alcohol! You've done it again. No, so she's talking about first time when her friends started getting sexually active, and so her friends had sex earlier. So she said, "Well, my friends were having sex. I was having other things done to me." Which I don't know if you know are the best part of sex. So while her friends were having sex, she was having orgasms, and her friends were like, "Well, yeah, I've had sex, but I've never." She's like, "You're going to hell and you've never finished? I'll pray for you."
I'll pray for you.
It's good shit, man. It's high quality humor. Well, lowbrow high quality humor, but it's good stuff.
That's
awesome.
fine.
Yeah. It's good stuff. All right, so Billy, can you tell me a little bit about tonight's guest? Because I'm still trying to wrap my head around the entirety of the situation here.
You better be nice.
I'm gonna be. I mean,
Hugh, Hugh, look at me.
Yeah.
Control your shit.
Yeah, I know. This is only my second beer this hour.
Through the universe.
So tonight's guest.
You know what? Hold on. I just got a text message. This is great. We're doing a good job. When a grown adult that's watching the show goes, "Damn it, guys, I can't watch the show. My father's listening."
I feel him on that because I am very apprehensive if my dad ever listens because I know I'll get a call and be like, "Megan, you're disappointing me again." And then
especially after the conversation you just talked about your butthole and everything. I'd be pretty disappointed in you too.
Yeah, your family's cream sauce and whatnot. Yeah.
Then you're hyping up a Howard Johnson mattress, like.
Yeah, but at least you can tell your father like that's cool. You've never been there to be worth supporting anyways, so. Yeah, fuck him.
I think the best comment I ever got from it. I was watching Jersey Shore way back in the day, and he walked in the room and he was like, "Are you watching porn?" That's like,
someone's got to pay the bills, Dad.
I mean, not no. Yes, but also no. Somehow.
Yeah, I was like, well, not wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
So
are we done digressing?
Yeah.
So we're bringing in Danique and her friend, who's the spouse of a blind veteran who was injured in combat, and they actually are both. He's the founder. They're co-founders of the Blind American Veterans Foundation. So it's going to be an interesting conversation to go from a different aspect on how, we've talked about how we transitioned, from active duty service to being a civilian. And just the complications in that alone, but to do it, I personally couldn't. With not having my sight, never
to have lost a sense and also transition at the same time.
Yeah, and we have friends that have unfortunately lost a limb or more. And we've seen them come through that, but to lose your sight, I don't know.
I couldn't even imagine.
No, I couldn't. So we're gonna bring her on right now.
Nope, maybe not. Second time's a charm.
There we go.
Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
Kim's a podcast virgin, so welcome.
This is gonna.
That's okay.
Well, first time listening or first time being on?
Everything.
Oh, that's cool. It's not a real podcast.
I've never watched a podcast.
It's not a real podcast.
It's let's be real. It's kind of like going to the strip club on a Tuesday in West Virginia.
Jesus Christ! You want people to watch it.
Well, of course I do. You know what though?
I mean,
they can relate.
We're
I'm
more
excited that you
entertaining than
guys
them.
gave us the chance to actually have Kim on. I know we were going to talk about transition, and I kind of threw the opportunity out since they're up here visiting me, mainly because I gained a shit ton of knowledge from meeting them. I met them at a veterans event since they're leaders of their own organization, BAVF, which is Blinded American Veterans Foundation. They're not the founders. It's very old organization, but he is the current president.
What, really?
No, it's good.
36 years?
None of us.
Yeah, so it'll be the 36th anniversary this June. It was actually founded by John Fells, who was a Marine in Vietnam, who lost his eyes in combat. And when my husband was wounded, there was nobody who had lived with such injuries at the point when my husband was wounded. So he came to Walter Reed or Naval Medical or Bethesda, whatever you're going to call it, and wanted to see this blind Marine that just got back from Iraq, who was skull crushed in still. I mean, it was bad.
Actually, pause X. Can you give us the actual impression of what happened to Michael?
Oh, yeah.
To bring us to this point.
Yeah. So it was, so he was in Mahmudia, Iraq, in the Anbar province. If you're a vet, you may know where I'm talking about. And he was hit by 2 155 shells.
Jesus Christ.
And when he was hit, the shrapnel blew him, 20 meters from the Humvee?
Yeah.
And it entered his left eye and exited his right eye. So it severed everything. And half of his skull was crushed in. 2 fingers on the right hand were blown off, and his left knee took a direct hit of shrapnel.
Jeez.
So when they put him on the medevac, they thought he was just going to be a KIA because you're not supposed to live with those injuries. So fast forward, once he got back stateside and he was at Walter Reed, John Fells visited him and was telling him there was success after blindness. And they became very close friends, and he was his mentor. And 5 years down the road, my husband found out that his grandfather was John's battalion commander in Vietnam.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Way to go full circle.
Yeah. Huh?
Way to go full
small
circle.
world.
Awesome. Holy shit.
The Marine Corps is a very small world, that's for sure.
Dang.
So how
Yeah,
long has your husband been out of Walter Reed now?
So he was blown up 22 August 2004. So we just celebrated his 16th Alive Day last month.
Mazel. Good thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so 16 years.
But the last surgery was just a year or two ago?
Oh, yeah. So April of 2019, the exit wound, as you know, is always the worst as opposed to entry. So the shrapnel went in the left eye and came out the right. And so this was a pretty graphic sight. And it was always infected. I mean, it was getting really, really bad. We had to go to the ER a few times.
Yeah.
Right at the end of 2018 to 2019. And I was able to convince, and I say convince because that's what it took, for them to clean the eye and permanently close it just to help combat future infection. So that was, April of 2019.
Did they not really want to do that up until that point?
No. So literally in 2017, Michael, we were traveling. I mean, literally within a 6-week time frame, we evacuated a Category 4 hurricane. We were in the hospital 3 different times in a week. He had a seizure, dislocated his shoulder posterior. Like, it was just, the hits kept coming. And I'm still fighting for him to see neurology as of present day.
Jesus.
From a seizure he had in 2017.
Since I've known them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just got sick to my stomach over there.
Don't do that look. I know that's my life.
I love the VA.
There is something wrong.
High quality medical treatment up there at the VA. So they didn't want to close it off like however many years ago when you're like, hey,
they didn't. No, and they tried to. So what they did was they tried to salvage it. Not in the eyes are gone. He is nothing.
Oh, okay.
Like those died immediately. So what they were trying to do is make it more aesthetic.
Were they trying to put
other
a fake
people
eye in
when
there?
you're looking at him. He had prosthetics and he used to wear them. and then stop because the prosthetic caused more irritation and discomfort for him just to make you feel comfortable about yourself. So I told him to stop wearing them.
Good call.
And he's never worn them.
Yeah, fuck other people. Who gives a shit about their comfort? Motherfucker,
Yeah,
blown up.
if you wear a prosthetic and an eye patch, that's just ridiculous in my book.
I agree. Sorry about your comfort. Being blown up wasn't on my schedule, but here we are.
Yeah.
So
they sealed the one shut. What's the situation with the other side?
So the entry eye, I mean, like D thinks he can. Everybody all the time. One of the most bizarre things ever is people will argue with me to think that Michael can see because he has a.
I'm not kidding. It's like echolocation.
It's so bad. But he has a spacer in his eye. So when his eye is staring at you, like I have eyelashes and everything, he pretty much doesn't. And it's always like closed. But there's this little gap and there's this little white thing. It's a spacer. But people will swear it's an eyeball. But it's not.
I'm telling you, when I first met them, I was not quite convinced.
Yeah, but you also have to realize if you're born blind, you literally don't know what you're missing.
Sure.
You don't even know what the world looks like. You are born to adapt to a world that's not going to adapt to you. When you are sighted and then all of a sudden you go to war and you get blown up and then you're blinded, you now have to relearn to do everything in a world that still is not going to cater to you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
like picking out flooring, or like we were driving around today and describing houses, for example, like you can literally say colonial style or New England style.
Yeah.
He still knows what that means.
He knows what the rainbow is.
So you can actually be super descriptive and they're still part of the experience versus someone who doesn't know what the fuck purple looks like. Like he knows what the Marine Corps colors are. Like he actually has experienced red and gold.
Yeah.
So like you just, I mean, for me, for 3 years, I've learned to, I don't know,
be very theatrical with your words.
Yeah.
And be very appreciative
like driving
of
around,
small details.
You have to narrate.
Right,
You're blindfolded in my car while I'm driving like a bat out of hell in Stafford, Virginia.
Yeah.
Like I better start narrating what those sounds are or why you're getting whipped around in the back.
Yeah.
So it
right,
definitely changes your experience.
So before we came on, I texted the guys and I was like, hey guys, if we have somebody who is blind on the show, you have to watch your facial expressions. They can't see it. You need to describe what you're feeling. So if like Hugh makes a face at me, like, he's got to be like, ew, Megan's such a fucking horrible trash person. Like you have to describe your facial expressions instead of just being like.
Yeah, I did not know what to expect at all. I definitely needed like a crash course.
We had like a very long,
I
in-depth
catch myself
discussion
talking
about
with my
this.
hands. He can't see what I'm describing.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this thing? I don't know what you're doing. I can't see it.
Yeah.
He can argue over colors, but he can't see them.
One of the biggest things that you have to do is with Michael, anytime there's an outside noise, I mean, you take him to the VA for hearing problems. Oh no, he can hear perfectly fine. All those big guns did nothing. Like he's got perfect hearing, which is a lie. But if you put him in a situation with any form of background noise, he has no idea what you're saying.
So you have to describe it in very clear detail.
Yeah, like everything has to be crisp, clear, no sissy beat around the bush, no nothing. And you have to really watch your tone. Whereas if you get like, just because you're tired and say you woke up and your back hurts and you're like, oh, yes, good morning, do you want breakfast? Then he's going to think I am just in the worst mood ever. Sure. So you have to be like monotone essentially.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that actually
is exhausting. But you do.
I've learned that over the last couple of years, and I've changed a lot on how I talk. I try to smile while I talk because of that, because I had to become so much more cognizant of basically, you can hear my resting bitch face.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
True that.
So if I smile while I'm talking, you can hear it in my tone already versus
which for him is nice and positive.
It really is there. But for even with people with PTSD and TBI who have vision, those nuances fuck with you.
Yeah.
Let's be real. As people's tone starts fucking with us.
Yeah.
It's not just vision.
Yeah.
How
I never picked up on it until them.
You have to be one thing that people have to realize: you are essentially a cheerleader walking around. Now, I'm not saying pom poms and doing the splits because I'm not doing that anymore. Like, can't do that. I'm not gonna get off the ground at this point. But you do have to be very theatrical and exciting. He can't see a Christmas tree lit up, so you have to be very excited. Like you're hyping it up and making it sound so amazing because you want him to have that experience. We have an amazing life and are blessed with awesome opportunities. And some of the opportunities are like once in a lifetime and he cannot see them. So you have to you have to do your research and know what you're talking about. So you never give him false information, but you have to say it in a really positive way. Positivity is our life.
So I have 2 questions. How's his sense of humor regarding it?
He has a very
he's pretty savage. Let's put it that way.
He's a Marine.
Okay, so I imagine every now and again somebody forgets that he's blind, and somebody will be like, "Hey, check it out." And so you're like, "Yeah, no, it looks great."
I know where he's going with that one. Yeah. So he's a Marine through and through. Like literally, that is the handbook of glory to the core. You know what I mean? Like if you walk in our house and want to cause bodily harm, you're just gonna turn around because it smells of America and Marine Corps. Like it's insane. I love it, but it's insane. Like literally, there's no girly touches.
He handles the forgetfulness when you accidentally I'll be like, "Oh, Michael, look at this," and what I mean is I'm holding it in front of him and I want him to feel it. Like I'm already
that doesn't bother him.
But what I'm saying is he's very courteous, reminding you of verbal slip ups.
Okay.
But I have seen him so when he's done it to somebody 2 or 3 times and they have a job to perform, and it's almost like, bro, I'm still a man making decisions here. Like, start talking the way I need you to start talking.
Yeah.
So when people forget or basically ignore him, and only want to address her, then I have seen him become more of a stern Marine and more firm about it. But it's absolutely deserved.
Yeah. So
they'll talk to me or ask me. And which is crazy because I really am short and my husband's quite tall. Like it's obnoxious, but they will look over my head and see him and then look down and ask me a question for him as if he was deaf or something. And there's been multiple occasions where he's been like, "I'm blind, not deaf." So he has humor and he likes humor, and laughing and laughter are the best medicine. But sometimes people forget that he is blind and it comes off very crude and distasteful.
Sure.
I mean, you don't want to not include him because then you're secluding him because he's disabled and then you're just a terrible human being. Right. But you also don't want to sometimes people pick and joke and make fun of his blindness because it's supposed to be funny, but it doesn't sound funny. It comes off very
so they're trying to make themselves feel more comfortable. They're trying to make themselves feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
What they're doing.
Yes, people will make it awkward. Yes, absolutely. They will make it to where they're browbeating and joking and things like that because it's fun. But sometimes people don't realize there is a line and it's just you're just being rude.
But it's a learning curve. Even being around them at events, I've had to be guided or taught this is how you need to do it, or hey, can you literally stay with Michael? And that's not a babysitting thing, but basically you're the only other person at this event he trusts to guide him. I need to use the bathroom.
Right.
So the trust fall. So we got isolated at an event. She got isolated from Michael and I literally became responsible for him at Skyball, which is 5,000 guests.
Ooh.
I don't know if I could have been more scared if my own child was missing. I was flipping the fuck out. I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I love you, Danique. That was the greatest response ever. I was flipping the fuck out.
I'm getting worked up thinking about it again. It
was so bad. So
I got nothing.
So a long story put into 2 sentences. It got to the point I was like, "Deuces, I'm out." I knew my husband was with her. I was good. My purse, cell phone, cash, IDs, everything in my clutch was left on a table. And I was like, "Deuces." And I left. So I'm back at the hotel and I call my husband. I'm like, "Hey, babe, I'm at the hotel. Just want to let you know." And she's like,
Where's Kim?
And he's at a different table from me. So this is a gala with
That was
5,000
awesome.
guests. I'm at the table with the Pattersons. So I'm a guest of a Medal of Honor recipient's
so
family.
funny.
So I don't want to be a douchebag and leave them. You know, there's
Right.
etiquette. But then my
was
blind
glorious.
buddy's left at another table because his wife went back to the hotel. So I'm a little
When you
torn on what I
gotta
should
go,
be doing.
you gotta go. That's all I gotta say. When you
And I'd
gotta
been
go, you
and
gotta
I'd been
go.
heavily drinking, so I shouldn't have been
Oh,
left
naturally.
responsible. Anyway,
It was
I'm legitimately crying. You gotta fucking stop. Like, this is fucking.
it was just, like literally because people don't understand. Like majority of people when
they allow us on the hill together, by the way.
yeah, we do tackle the hill, but like people have never either most people haven't seen a blind person or they haven't walked one or guided them or hey, if he has to use the restroom or something like that. You can understand when Michael has to go to the bathroom, it doesn't matter where we are. I have to walk him into the men's room, take him to the urinal. Depending on the size of the facility, then I have to turn around and just look at the ground because I don't need to see anything in that bathroom.
You don't want other dicks.
And then no, I don't. Ew. No, I don't. And it smells
That's ew.
terrible in there. You guys are disgusting. Shame on you. Be
Yeah.
courteous to the women in there.
Dim urinal.
In the men's bath. I mean, actually nowadays,
Be
let's not
courteous
even
to the
talk
women in the men's room. Okay.
But
Don't
you,
go there.
yeah, but you have to like, I have to do that. Like, that's everything. Like, if he wants to go somewhere or has to go somewhere, I have to take him. If he wants a guy's night, literally, I will take him to the bar, the cigar bar, wherever it is,
Nice.
prop him up at the bar with his dudes, and I normally like go sit outside and have a glass of wine. Like, I literally will leave the immediate area so he can't hear me, I can't hear them, and he just gets like guy time, and I'll like sit there and read a book,
That's
have
awesome.
a glass of wine. So I mean, you improvise, adapt, and overcome. I don't know if they taught you that in the Navy though.
I'm not real Navy.
Rude? Rude as
I'm
shit.
just kidding. It's because you're in the
Damn.
Navy.
Wow.
We
Shameless
don't
plug.
really. We don't
I mean,
really.
since the Marine Corps is a branch of the Navy, but no, we're not going to go
does
there.
it, he
Say
only,
the Navy is the Uber driver for the Marine Corps.
yeah, what's
Yeah.
the bottom of your check say?
My
only-
papa was actually a master chief in the Navy during World War II.
Yeah,
So
That's
I
awesome.
love the Navy. I love the Navy.
He only sees black, correct?
Yes, and
It's
he
dark,
will,
lights out.
There's
That's what I
nothing.
was
He
wondering.
has
I know
no.
people are born with blindness, but still have their eyes. I think I don't really know. Somebody's probably going to chew me out, but I think they
No,
detect.
that's a degenerative eye disease.
The entire system is dysfunctional. It's gone.
Yeah.
So
So he has. So for instance, like in the right eye, the right eye is the entry wound. So he still has the optical nerve in the back. Although if you open it his eye, there's nothing. But the optical nerve inside is still technically intact, which is useless because eye transplants are nothing we are ever going to see in our lifetime.
No.
It's like humanly impossible.
All right.
so he
No,
has
literally.
like he doesn't have an eyeball, but there is that nerve there, correct?
He has the optical
Whatever it
nerve.
was attached to in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Still,
Okay, so he has that, and then in his left eye,
It's
is-
nothing. It's still shut.
it's just bare. It's just the socket.
Yeah, pull a picture of Michael. Don't you have one?
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
I
I'm
would
trying
show you
to
a picture
like,
of my
you
husband,
wanted to
but
put up.
I don't have my phone.
I'll message
Oh,
you
okay.
one to put up.
I'm trying to like process it because like.
So
I'm-
his left eye is permanently sealed. So literally, it just stays like this.
Oh, okay.
His right
So he
eye
can't
has
even-
this little gap in the bottom, and he can blink. Like because of his cranioplasty, and he sustained so much trauma to the head. Like his sinus was crushed in, everything. So right now it's allergy season. So bless his heart, he can't hardly breathe. If he sneezes, you know those
Aw.
random sneezes
Oh, gee.
that
Yeah.
like just catch you off guard, it will literally, it can come out of the right eye. It's gross, but just suck it up. It's life. It does.
Yeah,
happen.
there's nothing.
That's a
there's
great
no-
party trick.
Yeah. That's a
Just
good
like
one.
all
Yeah.
of a sudden, like
Put a ping pong ball in
feel
there.
a sneeze coming and turn to somebody you really don't like, achoo, and it just comes out your eye.
Literally, he like back when he wore prosthetics, he would like put them in beers and make people drink them. Like,
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's
but
so
no,
funny.
That's a Marine.
When he did get rid of his prosthetics, we actually gave them to the guys in his unit.
Oh,
So yeah,
That's really cool.
dude, it's a token. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
war is ugly. Iraq was ugly. It wasn't supposed to be a walk in the park. And Michael is the result of war. It's it's going to cause extreme damage if you live for another day. Like it's not guaranteed you're going to go to combat and come back normal. You're going to get really messed up. And he's just one of the ones that got really catastrophically wounded.
True that. So tell us a little bit more about Blind American Veterans and what kind of services they offer.
So the Blind American Veteran Foundation is a 501c3, and it was created 35 years ago. So it's been empowering blind veterans since then. So it's a grant writing foundation. So, for example, if the DC VA in their VIST, so your visual impairment, your blind rehabilitation, anything like that, your VIST coordinator needs blind calendars. They just don't have the budget for it. They need blind calendars or talking watches. They will put in a grant for the BAVF, and we will give them the money for that, to fund that. So whereas it should already be in the budget for the VA and it's not, we supplement that for them.
Get the fuck out. That's awesome.
I can't. I'm already outside.
They have talking watches.
Well, like the Apple Watch thing, I imagine.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's the thing right now. I'm trying to get with the VA to figure out, with the advancements in technology, if a dude if he's a double BK, you put on your prosthetics, you go about your business, your prosthetics mess up, you go get new ones. Now technology is actually getting to where it could be for blind or extreme visual impairment.
Sure.
With your talking devices, your smart homes, your smart devices, the TVs. Like every TV in our home talks to Michael. Like we have the wiretap all throughout our house, and it knows it's a wiretap because we always call it wiretap. But he could talk to and ask what the weather is, what the time is, what, the various different things if you wanted to order something. So it's shifting now to where more options are available for blind veterans. So we're trying to figure out, is the VA going to start covering, say, an Apple Watch? They already cover Apple products.
Right.
Because iPads and voiceover, it's very easy to learn. So now we're trying to figure out what is the fine-tuned list of how far we're going to be able to get those prosthetics.
It's so weird. There's a lot of people take for granted that you can connect your entire home and whatnot. And they're all worried about Big Brother and all this other dumb horse shit, considering these are all people that are just going to fucking breed and never amount to anything. But your house literally lives on the ability of your products to communicate back to you.
Yes.
Otherwise, Michael can't.
Yeah, so I am what you just said, Hugh. I am that's a wiretap. That's the government listening. I absolutely am. I've already killed a couple devices asking it the questions you're not supposed to ask. So I am that person. But my husband is that person too, but benefits tremendously and can have the smallest level of independence because he can ask a device 1,000 different questions.
Yeah. Hey, what's the weather? Put on my show or football or read a book to me or what have you.
It reads you the channels so that when you're scrolling, actually scroll and it reads you what's on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So every TV, most people don't know, several years ago at this point, we had upgraded our TV service provider, and I had researched, I'm a research rat, and knew that they had audio accessibility. So that means the TV and the channels are going to talk to you. Well, when they came to install it, the guy had no idea. He was speaking English, I was speaking French. So I had to go on there and physically show him how to do it. And since then, I have been able to hook up all of the TVs and everything else along that way.
Wow.
So if you are blind, your TV will talk to you. Your cable will talk to you. Your phone will talk to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I imagine
I'd be scared if it went off in the middle of the night, but that's really cool.
No.
I'd be really
Yeah. So that picture, that's a fresh one. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can zoom in. I'm trying to zoom in on a laptop. That's my podcast virginity right there. I'm just zoom in a little. But so his skull is crushed in that photo. So if you look closely at the top, right where the brow is, you can literally see where the divot is, where that is all crushed in. Jeez. So if you go from his ear and do a complete all the way to the other top of the ear forward, it's all fake. It's all plate.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Fiberglass.
Yeah. He had to walk around with it open for
Wow.
I want to say like 6 or 8 months before they could even do the cranioplasty because they needed to ensure the swelling in the brain was down.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right. That's so
However,
crazy.
he still managed to use the GI Bill, walked around the halls
He
of
did,
Georgetown,
yeah,
and
he
then
did.
went down to Florida to finish his degree.
Yeah, he's super
Good for
smart.
him. Like seriously, that's good for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking
He
awesome.
actually, one of the issues is he left Georgetown because it's a historical college. They were not willing to make the facilities
accommodation.
compliant for the blind.
They wouldn't
No
put
shit.
Braille
They
on
wouldn't put Braille on the door, so he couldn't get to class. So he left
That's
and
such an
decided to
easy
go
thing.
to University of Southern Florida and graduated with honors in a history degree. So my husband is very smart. Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
I get a lot of military history lectures, and I
Yeah,
have a
he's a
degree in
history
history
buff.
too.
Yeah.
But you know,
We're like those people that watch Jeopardy every night and watch Nat Geo documentaries.
they
anything like
annoyingly know everything.
that. No.
What's
No,
so
I
what
do.
what's next now that he's got his degree? He's got what seems like a pretty decent sense of mobility.
They're moving closer up here, so they're moving to Stafford from Texas.
Yeah.
To do
oh
a lot
wow.
more lobbying and you know, policy change and Hill stuff, and just hang out with me.
Yeah. So right now, so for the past 2 years, we've been working on legislation. So there's a specially adaptive housing grant. It's now up to 97,600, roughly. It might be a couple hundred off. Don't quote me too bad. Blind veterans don't qualify for it. In order to qualify for it, you must have also sustained a certain body percentage of burns or have lost your eyes or a limb.
If they hadn't sewn the fingers back on.
Yeah, like, so it's a fact.
What?
I swear to gosh. It's my life.
Bureaucracy.
It's true.
No, it's real. I've been
It's
on the
real.
hill with her. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
So
the
we
paperwork
started,
issue.
yeah, we
I can't
started
wait to move
advocating
down
for
there
that.
and go with you guys and just experience.
Oh,
all of it.
I know it's so
You know,
fun.
it's
I love
like
it.
people make that joke. It's like TRICARE. We try to help, but it's also lunchtime. So
Yes.
Right.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But no, so literally 2 years I've been pushing that. Well, for 4 years I've been talking about it because we've been denied. Like everything's denied. They deem him moderate and they deem him accessible and his needs are moderate. So yes. But now President Trump did an executive order on August 8th. So now blind veterans get the SAH grant.
Yay!
So that's now a thing.
Fucking
Yeah.
A. Fucking A.
So now we are trying to get, if
He's
you are,
accessible.
yeah. So the next 2 bills we're working on are if you are a veteran who lost your eyes in combat or in a active duty training accident, that you will automatically, while you are going through your rehab and doing all the paperwork and transitioning out, you're automatically rated at a T or an R2-T in the special monthly compensation rating scale, which is the highest on that scale. And that gives you more aid in attendance. It gives you in-home care. So if something happens to me, I don't have to worry that my husband can't get to a VA or he's just going to end up in a nursing home.
Take her out of the equation, and literally, you can't even trust for someone to get in an Uber by themselves unless you trust the Uber driver to make sure they are at the right address. That has also gone wrong before.
Yeah, and Uber has dropped them off at the wrong address. So if you're Uber,
So reliability of transportation, what I call setting the stage. So things in the cabinets and in the fridge, like if you ever look on Pinterest, like how you wish your house was organized.
Yeah, that's me.
That's how it actually has to be, so that he doesn't drink sweet tea. I mean, he's trying to drink sweet tea, but it's actually the bleach bottle. You know, like everything has to be in its proper place because he can't read the fucking label.
To the outside, I'm probably extremely obsessive compulsive.
It has to
to
be.
where it's
No, it has to
offensive.
be, though.
To
No,
me,
that-
I'm like, it's perfect.
The
So-
Uber dropped him off at the wrong address.
So literally, hand to goodness, I'm not lying. This was last fall. I was in the chair getting a crown done. No joke. High as the sky and laughing gas. So I felt great.
Naturally.
And Michael was only getting a cleaning. So he Ubered home and I'm
He
literally
Ubered
in the
home.
chair. Like I just got in the chair. Uber dropped him off 3 houses down on the wrong side of the very busy road. I didn't know any of this. Well, he's blind and is trying to feel his way around the house. So he's walking outside of this house, trying to find the front door. And a woman inside saw a man walking on her property and called her husband at work. So he worked close by and came home. Well, he also had a gun.
Naturally.
It could be so bad.
Jesus.
Oh my God. So
I
what?
just had-
What did the
hold on.
husband? What the husband
Grant
do?
needs to be at the highest level
Yeah.
immediately so that they have the funds
Yeah.
and the resources to get to where they need to go. Not everybody has a Kim fighting for their shit.
No, I can call BS a mile away, and like I literally, my hobby is researching the most current policies, the procedure, everything for the VA, everything for the caregiver program or the VA. I try to stay up to date as much as I can, because then I know when somebody's lying to me, and then I could pull out my Rolodex and call the right people. Yes, I have a Rolodex, and I love it.
All right.
He was
awesome.
loving that, by the way. He was absolutely loving that.
I do. I love a
With
good
the
Rolodex. I do.
Dude, I love a good Rolodex.
I'm an old soul.
Everybody would love my Rolodex.
So go ahead, Meg. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm still wondering, like, how did he get home?
Thank you.
You left me halfway in the story, and I'm like,
Uber was like, here's a
Leave out a cliffhanger.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, you
can't-
literally stopped. You literally stopped at
He
the
didn't
guy
make
had
it
a
home.
gun.
Uber took him with him. No, just kidding. So the guy, like Michael's walking stick, it's the white cane. That's all they give you when you're blind. It's as tall as me. Like you could visibly see he's blind. So the guy came up like blaze of glory, like he's about to be a man and protect his property. And then he's like, oh, he's blind. And then he dropped him off at our house.
Oh,
at least you have good neighbors.
What did
I
Uber
don't. I
say?
still to this day have no idea what neighbor it is.
What did Uber say?
Oh, so I wrote a formal complaint to Uber expressing this because this is a big safety issue.
Oh shit!
And I was not okay. And Uber apologized and said that they would refund the trip. Well, they actually double charged and never refunded. So we never got any response. They were not willing to take accountability, no formal apology, no nothing.
well,
And
I'm never fucking using Uber again.
I know. Right?
Oh, I'm gonna use Uber, but I'm gonna tell them this story every single fucking time.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen to me tell this.
Yeah.
The whole way.
If
I'm
I
not
ever get
able to
fucking
use
hammered and I vomit in an Uber, I'm like, don't charge me. You guys don't know this, but you dropped off a blind veteran at the wrong house, you fucks.
Like literally, I'm not able to.
That's Q's legend
I
now.
am not allowed to use Uber alone because
They're
A,
just
that was
bring
like
them.
really bad, but B, I'm the type of person I get into the wrong Uber and I don't know it's the wrong Uber.
I've
So
done that.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Don't they know it's the wrong Uber? They
No,
don't
I
say,
get in it.
Literally,
hey, John.
the
And
blind
you're like,
leading
nope,
the
definitely
blind.
not John.
That was good to me.
The blind leading the blind.
Technically, if it's a black Toyota Camry, it says black Toyota Camry.
Oh,
So I'm
my
not gonna check
God.
the license plate. I should
Oh,
probably.
I do visual check. Like, who the fuck
Yeah,
are you?
that's why I have that photo up there. My guy did not look like my guy last time, but you know.
So
I got
my
to a bar. That's all I cared about.
my question is, you were talking about, you know, having everything organized. He can't read anything. Has he tried to learn Braille to read documents or books or anything like that?
So Michael,
Or has it just been something that's like,
Michael
fuck it?
Redbrown.
He read Braille?
Yeah, that one. It's the latter of the two. So Michael read Braille and took Braille in college.
Okay.
But Braille is kind of becoming obsolete nowadays because of the advancements
The
in technology.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Plus, he always has somebody with him. Michael's
Yeah.
not hopping in a car and going to a bar by himself.
Yeah, no, I was
You know
just
what I mean?
curious
Like,
with the
After that
you know,
experience.
I was just curious to
Oh,
something
I'm
like
never
maybe
gonna get
reading a book. I have a cousin who's not completely blind, but it's bad. I mean, it's bad, and he still likes to read a physical book, you know. And we've always pushed him towards like, you know, you got Audible. Like, why are you reading? Like, you're good.
Yeah.
To him, it was more of the ability to do it, and I guess it was more of a sensory thing for him. So I was just
But
curious.
not
that
all
there's-
books are transferred to audio. There are certain books that we have that are not in an audio version, so I will read them.
Oh,
all right, awesome.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not that nice of a person.
I've only had one book read to me, and it was on a cassette. And it was
Those are called your Miranda rights, Meg. That's not a book.
Oh, was that like a mixtape?
No, it was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh my god!
And I had it in my little like old school car and my tape deck, driving down the road. Harry Potter.
Here we go. That's too funny.
It's the only one I've
well, another cool thing with your family member you were talking about who is visually impaired, they have various organizations that will give you free audiobooks or free books for the blind. They have plenty of Braille books. And so they have specific things. One that for like the Library of Congress.
Whenever you're ready.
We'll get there.
That building.
That's fair. They're not doing anything right now.
Are you drinking my Franzia?
No, I'm having a brain fart.
That's right.
The Library of Congress has a really good selection of audiobooks. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
and you can rent them or check them out like an old school library card.
That's pretty dope. We might have to learn some rules and some laws and such.
Well, you're in Southern California, so you're pretty much doomed on everything.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. I'm from LA. Don't judge me. You're in North Carolina.
I'm not. Billy's in North Carolina.
No, I'm from New York originally. I'm not.
I'm in Port Hueneme. I'm in Oxnard right now.
This wasn't a total choice. This was a forced hand. So that's a story for another day.
So
that's a good place. Good people come from there.
Do you remember the picture of Michael in his uniform?
Yeah.
That you shared on the thing? Mm-hmm. So literally, fun fact, you're like this, Billy, since you're a New Yorker. That was the afternoon. That morning, Michael led the Emerald Society Pipe and Drums for the St. Patty's Day Parade in New York.
Shut up.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
literally brought him up, Billy.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking. I literally just got chills. Like that is so cool.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
Billy's hard now.
Yeah, we'll send you some pictures.
That's so fucking awesome.
We did. I mean, the parade was epic. The after part of it was absolutely amazing, and then we went to. They have a boat. It's a cop boat, but it's a fancy word, and it goes super super fast, and then it stops immediately. Like the NYPD hooked it up. Michael drove that thing full blown, full throttle down the Hudson.
That's awesome.
The NYPD has a.
I am trying not to swear right now.
the NYPD has a cigarette boat that they use for like major events. I wouldn't be surprised if that was it.
I don't know. It was like super
I'm teasing, dude. This is great to me. I love this. This is awesome.
Anybody watching or listening, help us out.
I know. I don't have my phone. Otherwise, I'd be able to tell you. It was very fast. It goes really, very fast, and it literally just stops.
That's fun.
Don't have her ever report a crime. She got no details. It was very fast.
Depending on the crime, I don't speak English, and I have an alibi.
Yeah, I meant witnessing one, not what you did.
You know, you'd fit in New York really well.
Dude, I love New York.
And then you just come visit New Jersey.
NYPD, I love you, NYPD, if you're on there.
Nobody wants to visit Jersey.
There is somebody from NYPD, or there's probably a few people from NYPD that listen. So,
well,
like literally, so is the NYPD, so is the Emerald Society Pipe and Drums, and it was 2018.
Yeah,
and it was the most epic thing ever.
That's fucking cool.
So, being so tall like I am, and everybody in New York is tall, is like super tall. They really are tall, and I'm not. All of them were in their kilts and uniforms, and I'm like, don't look up. Like it was just, like I love it. I love you, New York. If you're on there.
So I just found a little write up on these boats. So they look actually, it's a different boat. So there's 3 of them. They actually look like little ferry boats, But listen to this. This is actually really cool.
Yeah, it does look.
If you look out on the water, you can see the harbor unit's high-speed boats. They're out there every day protecting crowded ferries and conducting search and rescues. The boats are bulletproof and can detect radioactivity, stop on a dime, and rotate 360 degrees, and even roll completely over and still function.
Isn't that insane?
I gotta get one of those.
What's in there?
America.
Secrets. America.
Yeah, it's just pure America. No, this is right off of ABC News in New York.
Dude, they are epic. Like literally, I'm not even joking.
Awesome.
So we landed at Teterboro, and then we went to Chinatown because I was like, I need Chinese food. And then we went to that boat, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it looked like a ferry. And there was like 3 or 4 cops on there, and they're super cool. I freaking love those guys. And they're like, okay, Mike, you gotta take it, Mike. Come on, Big Mike. And you're in New York, you get it, man. And he just went.
They're also bad influence.
Hey, Joey,
like,
PD.
Joey, go start the boats up. We gotta patrol the harbor. Let's do this.
Yes.
He's like, I'm ready.
Yes. He did it. He went full throttle and just stopped it immediately. Like we all I have a video of it, and it's just as soon as we get off here, I'll make sure you get it. It's glorious.
That's so fucking
What's up,
cool.
Richard?
That's all.
Yeah. So so things like that. It's moments like that when we're standing and staring at the Statue of Liberty, and we're doing awesome like that. Like when he's leading the society, he was the first person who was not a part of the Emerald Society to ever march with the society and to lead them.
That's just awesome. That's something to be. That is something to be so proud of.
It's a huge honor. It was so good. And I ended up with the fire department because I was recovering from major surgery and got lost. Like I couldn't walk very fast. And for him, he felt the crowd. You hear the noise. You feel it. But like he said, it's just different background noise to me. It all looks the same. So it's like moments like that. So it's just one of those perspective moments where, like, he doesn't go grocery shopping, doesn't go to any stores. They're just not accessible for blind people whatsoever. So shame on you, corporate America. Shame on you.
Fucking tell me.
I do. That's why I lobby and I try to make noise.
But like,
it is. You already have billions of dollars. Why do you have to make your aisles for like? Not everybody's a skinny model. Some people are chunkier. We eat food, and then some people are disabled. Like, why can't you keep that aisle normal?
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah,
it was a little fucking irritating. Like I couldn't imagine being in your position. You're sitting there watching the news, like, hold the fuck up. You're shutting down the whole goddamn nation, except for fucking Walmart. I can't even take him there. Yeah. What the fuck's the matter with you?
Yeah. No, I cannot. He does not go to Walmart.
It is a virus named after a light beer. I can't even go grocery shopping now, you pieces of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like you literally can't pick shit out yourself.
No.
You can't like feel like, oh,
next
no,
time you're walking around your house, or next time you're at a store, or next time you're anywhere, literally they sell blackout blindfolds. And I encourage anybody to get one because I don't care who you are. There's always a moment to humble yourself and to really appreciate and put it into perspective of how precious it is to see and to have your eyes and all of those things. Michael didn't want to go blind. He doesn't want to be blind. He hates living in the dark and wishes he had his eyes. But at the end of the day, this is the cost of war. So we have to make the best of it. Yeah. He enlisted and did a job for the Marine Corps, and he's very proud of it. So now I am fighting to make, it's true, I'm fighting to make a world that's not going to care for him or adjust for him. I'm trying to make the VA responsible and make enough noise to where I can at least make sure his immediate bubble is the stars, if that's what he wants.
You're a really good wife. You know that?
Oh, so what?
That was so sweet.
It's true. At the end of the day, Meg, I'm not afraid to go to jail and have a bologna sandwich and like take a nap. Like that's just the way it is. If you're gonna take a charge worthy of a good cause. You know what I mean? Plus, I like free food. But Michael and I
It's better than the chip. I will guarantee that.
Post injury.
No, she didn't hear. So Michael and I met post injury. So my husband's never seen me.
Really?
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
So
This is
we met after he
fucking
was
cool as
he was
shit.
wounded in combat.
Holy shit! I thought I knew how this fucking movie was gonna end. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster of emotion here. Fucking
Plot
A.
You have emotions?
Shut up, Meg. I have the
And
one.
pivot.
Is it?
Where,
Yeah.
at the
So-
55-minute mark, we couldn't have heard this
Excuse
earlier.
me,
Jesus. Fuck.
You just you literally Hugh's brain just shut down. Hugh's brain
So many
is
questions.
done.
Seriously.
Jesus.
Thank
So
balls.
when
you.
did you guys meet? Everyone, Hugh, shut up. When did you guys meet?
And where? And
So
how?
literally, so like I said, I'm a Cali girl. Michael's a Florida boy, and he did
Yeah,
an
that's
interview,
good of
and I
the
thought,
world.
and I had seen it, and I thought it was like absolutely phenomenal, and I had shared it with a girlfriend, and she actually knew him, Marine Corps Small, so we talked back and forth for quite some time, and it was never anything serious, and then one day, I flew out there. And then we spent like 2 weeks engulfed in like cigars and wine and bourbon and just hung out with like nothing. And then it was hard charging ever since.
I love that.
They're
That's
obnoxiously
so
cute.
nice. Aww.
Obnoxiously cute.
No. Yeah, we're kind of cool.
I'll give you one little fun quote, an experience I had. So
BAVF.
they were working on moving up here, so I was at a house lot
Yeah.
and doing like the logistics while they're in Texas because the Rona, they couldn't fly out here and do it themselves.
Yeah.
And we were talking to the builder, so I have her on speaker and I'm translating bathroom designs
Sure.
for a blind person.
Oh,
And she's trying to explain why he needs a motherfucking urinal. And the
Yeah.
guy's being dense, the builder.
yeah. They were
Yeah.
like, no, we can't do it.
This bitch drops the fucking mic by
Yeah.
saying, listen, my husband served in the fucking Corps. And like every other man, he deserves to stand up when he pees. So you're going to put a fucking urinal in the house. Who am I going to argue with that? Like, what am I going to say after that? I'm like, are we getting a urinal or not?
That's fucking
I mean,
great.
more of the
But,
story,
like,
yes,
That's
that's
fucking- that's amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
she will drop that shit and be like,
Yeah.
bitch, because he deserves to stand up and pee.
yeah.
Hangs up his Eagle Globe and anchor on the door when he goes to the fucking bathroom.
Which-
He deserves
But
pee.
a disclaimer, because this is not a dig on my husband whatsoever. Anybody who has to sit and pee, like, it's not. If you are disabled and you got to do what you got to do, like, handle your business. Who cares about what anybody thinks? But the moral of the story is urinals are rather cheap. But no, that is the smallest detail nobody in their right mind would ever think about.
But they were
I
being
would-
dense about it too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Why did
it
you
doesn't
do that?
come standard with the build.
Yeah.
We're fucking aware it's not standard,
Yeah.
but the entire house is being ADA custom built.
Yeah.
So what part of that did you not understand?
So now he gets 2 urinals.
So you can stand up there wherever you want.
That's fucking
That's
great.
fucking
That is so amazing. Oh my god, this is
Like, there's
Yeah,
going to be
I'm-
so many men up the urinal.
Everybody deserves a urinal. You
Yeah.
want a urinal? Have a fucking
Yeah.
urinal.
Seriously.
You do you.
That's
so
fucking
cool.
great.
Yeah, I'm my
Fucking
brain.
urinal.
My
Other
brain.
boys are like, yeah, I deserve to stand up and pee too.
No,
I was waiting for him to say something.
I'm still
I
fucked
mean,
up that you guys
if-
met after the injury happened. My brain
Yeah,
still isn't complete. Like
Is
I'm
that
just,
why
I
you're
shut
so
down.
quiet?
That's the
Oh, yeah,
that's the
Billy's
best part, I
processing.
think.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
just,
so it is, and this is Billy. I'll chime more in on that because this is one thing that nobody ever talks about. There's no handbook. There's no like 1-800 number to call. There's literally nobody that. He's blind. It's dark. There's nothing I
he's
can
blind.
do about it. He also has a traumatic brain injury and has PTSD. And I don't know about you, but sometimes those things create a very dark episode.
Basically, y'all bitches, but with lights out.
So when
We love you
when-
too, Danique.
I know.
So there's been many times where he's in one of those episodes, which it's good to normalize it because they happen. Where
Yeah.
he's like, you know what those motions are. If you
Yeah,
have PTSD,
suck,
you know
but
what
yes.
I'm talking about.
Riding that wave,
And
and it's the
when-
dark side.
Yeah, and when he's talking about how much he's tired of the dark and how he just wants to be able to see me, there's nothing that you can do. Like this is a fact that nobody knows, but I literally cry like probably twice a week. Like I literally just cry because I wish he could see. not to see me, but just to see anything.
Those are the crushing.
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah.
crushing
Like
conversations.
there's nothing that helps
trying to
with
end this
this
on a
crushing
high note,
moment.
man.
No, but
You
that
better
is
turn
a
the
high
story
note.
around.
It
No,
absolutely is.
this is a high note because we get to lecture
Yeah.
people at the end of this. So I get to tell people, if you're watching this, don't be such a cunt. Quit being a. Quit
Now
letting
and
Jody-
also now I really truly have a
Yeah.
real reason. If someone makes fun of a blind person, I'm gonna knock them the fuck out in public. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, tell people, hey, quit letting Jody dump their baby batter inside of you. Go love your husband who's worthwhile. Fucking, you're lucky
Yeah.
you
So
can
I
fucking
would-
see. You're lucky you have what you have.
Meg
So
would like
I
to
would
weigh
love,
in.
yeah, I just want to get a word in. I would love to actually see Billy and Hugh try on those blindfolds
Not again.
to
Yeah.
promote you guys
Yeah.
and
I've
to
done
just
it once
show
before.
the
I
community.
did not
And
like
we
it.
can do it. We can do it at
I'll do
the
that.
Veterans Networking event,
Yeah.
and
You don't?
that way
What-
more
what
people are aware of this. What do you think, Danique?
Basically, at the October 10th event, we're talking about doing one of them briefly in a blindfold and
Yeah.
video for other people to experience, like how fucking different life really is when lights is out. Like,
yeah.
how
Yeah,
is it
'cause-
like going to a bar when you can't see shit?
Yeah. So
Like,
Billy,
how humbling to constantly ask people.
yeah. So Billy perspective, it would be essentially you putting on a blindfold, and now you're going to grab my shoulder and you're going to trust that I'm going to protect you and guide you.
Nope.
See,
part
1
pass.
million.
You know what's crazy? Recently, I haven't told anyone this. The job I just left, I actually wound up getting a really bad. I think I told Hugh, a really bad chemical burn on my eyes, and luckily I didn't lose any sight. But
Oh, thank
the
God.
the first thing that went through my head is, because I'm also a full-time single dad. I have 2 little girls right there on the other side of the house. That I was like, fuck, I can't see. And this went on for about 4 hours where I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
It was, and it wasn't complete darkness, but it was to the point where it might have well has been complete
Debilitating.
darkness. Yeah, and it scared the living
It rattles you.
shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even imagine being where your husband is. You know, just the blessing of him being here from just sustaining an injury of that magnitude, and then walking through life like that in a positive way. It's very humbling. It's just I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna do that at the event, I would more than be happy to volunteer to do that, just
We'll come up with
because.
something.
Yeah, just because it's something that I want to get more educated on it now. Just having the conversation with you, and just, you know, it's just, to me, it's just, I didn't know all these things. You know, you just think, okay, well, you can't see, and you don't think about it.
No.
You just don't think about it. And then I'm like, wait, well, you know, you brought up the stuff with, you know, in the refrigerator. Because then even to that point when you organized everything, but you have to go over that with him. Babe, the ketchup is in the middle container, in the door, in the middle shelf. And now he has to remember, where's the milk? The milk's on the left. Okay, where's the orange?
Remember,
Can't change shit.
remember the
Yes, it's not just
Remember the
organizing
shape.
it. Now you got to remember where every fucking thing is, just in the fridge. Like, I'm just like, now you got to remember your. So, I think what your husband, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words again because I'm still stuck on how you two met. That's fucking cool story too.
So it's one of those, most people think we've known each other since pre-combat. And no, I was like so cool in Southern California, and he was in the Marine Corps on the East Coast, you know. But no, we met post-combat, and Michael was the first blind person I had ever met in my entire life.
So she had to learn all this
I
shit.
knew
What?
niente. I knew
I'm
nothing
fucking
about
done.
blind.
I'm done. What?
crazy. What a hell of a goddamn story.
I need whiskey in this cup. Son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's all self-talk.
Jesus.
I will say this. One thing that I know for us that works the most with us, and we've seen a lot. We've seen probably some of the most gruesome post 9/11 injuries who are living, and we've seen some of the most gruesome pre 9/11 too. And so it's hard to rattle our cages at this point. But one thing I know that works for us in the level of our household, we have a very zen, calm house. We don't scream. We don't talk loudly. We're very mellow. Like in the tone I'm speaking, I would never speak at home because it's quite loud. And everything is just very calm and peaceful and happy. And like you are thankful when you wake up and you thank God when you wake up in the morning. And you are very positive of everything. Like when I say it's walking around being a cheerleader, you are genuinely walking around being a cheerleader, because if not, you are going to become a bitter asshole who is just so angry at the war, and you're going to become consumed in the injuries of the war instead of the perseverance that leads to the next chapter.
Yeah.
So we stay very happy, positive, humble, and kind, and it works for us. So I encourage that for anybody.
That's great.
Well, I mean, I honestly, Danique, thank you. For hooking us up tonight.
Cool friends.
You are cool.
I know.
So I'm glad that
just the girls. We're good.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were your first podcast experience was with us. I mean, honestly, I am genuinely thankful for that. So I appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing this with everybody. It was just fucking awesome to meet you, and tell your husband.
Well, I had a lot of fun, so I appreciate it.
Well, you're
honestly
more than welcome to come on whenever.
In the future, hopefully, you can convince him to go on with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can have Michael on with her in the future when they're back in Texas.
Yes, 100,000 times over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I don't know how to do a podcast.
They will send you a
link. We make it easy
for you.
We'll walk you through it. It's super easy. Yeah. Tell your husband we appreciate everything he's done for this country and for his sacrifice.
I definitely will.
And thank you for continuing to advocate for blind American veterans. Just the level of understanding, I'm sure for all three of us, is just astronomically higher than it was before. So we hope to hear good things from the VA. With you guys advocating on the Hill for blind veterans.
Well, ladies, again, thank you so much.
Like I said, I'm not trying to stay in the realm of the VA. I'm trying to break that will that has not been changed since 1942. So I don't want to be a part of that system. I want to break it and make it better. So 20 years from now, somebody like my husband who was lost his eye suddenly doesn't ever have to endure these things.
Yeah.
It's about the future, not the now.
I agree.
Well, it'll be fun to talk to Michael next time and get the other side of the coin to this too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, thanks for having us on. I really appreciate you letting
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, ladies. I hope you guys have a good night. Go enjoy the little vacay you're having there together. So
call if you have any questions pertaining to blind veterans or caregivers.
We absolutely will. Thank you. We'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Bye.
Oh, a few weeks. I'm gonna get my eyebrows shaved in a few weeks.
Wow. Guys, I don't know. That was
Is your mind boggled?
I think that was a lot more than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it really is. It's like we talked about pre-show, we all have friends that are with these I don't want to call them superficial cosmetic, it's more that we can see. And no, I'm not trying to be a dick when I say that, because now I'm being aware of what I'm fucking saying.
Honestly, that's it's what we have. Warrior Project did. So yeah,
we don't have visible scars. We don't have visible.
Yeah, well, but we do. We also do.
We don't, but we have friends that do. They're missing limbs and whatnot. But in our tonight, I think it's the first time. I don't know about Meg. Meg actually is an intellectual, unlike the two of us, Billy. But there's an entire group of fucking veterans out there that are missing a sense that I never even once thought about.
No, and you're right, Hugh. It's something that I don't think me and you have encountered that in our network and group of friends, veteran friends that we do have, and the veteran network that we have is I think is quite it's not small.
It's an extensive network.
And I don't think I can remember one instance that I've heard a conversation come up about a blind veteran.
No, everybody that
haven't
has
either.
lost or is losing their hearing has an aid and can hear to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Everybody I know can speak, but I can't even begin to fathom what it would have to be like to relearn how to do everything as an adult, but without the ability to see.
I want to also mention he had 2 of his fingers reattached.
Yeah.
We don't know which fingers those were, if it was like these 2 or these 2.
Yeah, I don't.
But at the same time, a lot of our devices now, you have your finger touch that does it. His fingertips might not be what they were before.
It might not have the ability to register.
And he might not have feeling in those fingers. Just because they're attached doesn't mean that the nerves are necessarily
No, you're right.
working.
You're absolutely right, Meg.
So he's missing his fingers as well. So he's missing that other sense. I know when I got out, I had actually burned off a lot of the feeling in my fingertips, and it took a while to get that back just from fuel. Just using fuel. Also, I had burned out most of the cilia in my nose. I couldn't smell anything it took about a year for me to get my sense of smell back. Yeah. But losing that sense of like sight is so.
I can't
see. Like I would feel a piece of hair, and I would possibly freak out because I'd be like, "Is that a spider web? Is it a piece of hair? Is it my hair?
Is it hair? Yeah.
Hair? Like, there's so many things. It's the littlest.
You can't see, and now we don't even know if you can fucking touch. Oh no!
If you don't know if you're actually touching something,
or what you think you're touching,
my heart goes out to him and anyone else that has to go through that.
She's a very strong woman for going through.
God, praise her
that.
for everything, Yeah, and you know what? I love, as much as we joke around and fuck off and the dumb shit that comes out of our mouths. I love hearing stories like that because it just, to me, it's that little hope that there's some hope for humanity and there's still some good out there with all the dumb fucking evil that goes on in this world. So it's nice to hear stuff like that also. And she's a freaking rock star for doing that. That and her first experience with someone that being blind, being him.
Yeah. Post injury.
This isn't something where she worked in the field and met him, because she was been in the field.
They were messaging online. So
unbelievable.
That he wasn't even texting. It's reading it to him. It's reading her messages, and then he's saying it back to her.
Such a cool story. I hope that she can convince him to come on the show.
If we do the blindfold thing at the other thing, I choose Danique to help me get around because I don't trust either of you. Hugh will put me in a dumpster.
What the fuck, Meg?
Hugh will definitely put me in a dumpster.
I know what I'm like as a person.
Billy, if I have to pee, I know you won't take me to a bathroom.
No, I won't. I can't do that.
You will leave me outside of there.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, that's the door.
And you know full well that I'll just pop a squat right in the grass.
Count your steps in and out of the door, and then I'll be outside the door. All right, guys. So we'll be back here on Monday night. It's 7:30. I'm liking the new time. I hope everyone else is liking the new time. We had quite a bit of people watching tonight, so hopefully.
Yeah, I got enough time to go smoke a cigarette after this.
Yeah, So, all right. So, yeah.
See you guys on Monday.
Monday night at 7:30, 19:30 for all you salty bastards. We'll see you then.
I don't know who's cooking.